recap from the Democracy Tech Entrepreneur Fellowship this year, and then I'll add a few words after that. Thank you. Enjoy.
Democracy and Technology Entrepreneur Program, which highlights innovation and entrepreneurship and champions bottom-up ideas. Before the pitching begins, let me note that this session is dedicated to our Ukrainian fellows, Tamara Tochenska, Yevhen Popov, and Volodymyr Tarnay. First up is Volodymyr Tarnay, joining us virtually from Ukraine to tell us about Market Research Tool. Volodymyr?
I'm a manager of the Open Contracting Partnership team based in Kiev, Ukraine.
Hello, people of the free world. My name is Tamara Tochenska. I'm CMO and co-founder of Gela, Supporters Motivation Management app.
It's a great honor to be here. I'm Yevhen Popov. I'm from Ukraine, and I will present you the Police Scanner app.
Despite Russia's war in Ukraine, this trio persevered. They completed the program and continued to work on their democracy innovations. They displayed the same kind of resilience that we've seen from their countrymen who are fighting on the battlefield. Their presentations today are a culmination of masterclasses and coaching by exceptional tech and business leaders and by democracy activists.
You know, when there is war, everyone is motivated to collaborate voluntarily. But in times of peaceful development, leaders constantly lose touch with their supporters. We invite people to play, vote, and change the real world. Thank you, and thank you for supporting Ukraine.
First, start with just an acknowledgement to our fellows from Ukraine. As a person who served in war, I can tell you you couldn't find a bigger advocate for peace. And so I think on behalf of the judges, we hope and pray for the safety of your families and loved ones and a swift conclusion to this terrible conflict.
We applied this application during the local elections, last local elections in Ukraine, and it was like more than 10,000 uploads on App Store and Play Market.
Thanks for a fantastic presentation, and also thanks for your bravery. So, first of all, it's very impressive. You've done this, you built the tech, and you have 10,000 users already. That's the right way to do it.
Very important that you are on the mission that you're on, because really bringing the transparency about the politicians to the voters is exactly what is needed.
Tamara, Yevhen, and Volodymyr, on behalf of the Alliance of Democracies Foundation and Schmidt Futures, I'm excited to announce that in order to scale up your innovations and to continue the fight for democracy, as well as an independent and free Ukraine, you will each receive a prize of $10,000 US.
Exactly. So we're here to find bottom-up ideas that will advance technology for democracy and freedom. And the presenters that you're going to be seeing today, they're going to do exactly that. And the jury here will decide who gets to be accepted into the Democracy Tech Fellowship program, and then get to pitch actually in Copenhagen at Copenhagen Democracy Summit on May 15th and 16th. So good luck to all of you. I'm excited. Let the show begin. Thank you so much.
Richard mentioned the jury members who are presented here, so let me also introduce them to you. So please meet Nina Macharashvili from Forset, Natalia Boutova from the Council of Europe, Mariam Jajanidze from the Council of Europe, Sergey Gvarziladze from Qatari Foundation, and Elina Azadova from Data Art. Thank you so much. And I think we are ready to present the first participant who will be joining us via Zoom. So please meet Sophie Zampakhidze, who will be talking about her app called Media Speech.
So hi, I'm Sophie again, and today I'm going to represent Media Speech project that aims to fight disinformation in Georgia utilizing AI technologies. So let's overview current problems and challenges on the market. So our biggest challenge right now in Georgia, one of the biggest challenges is Russian propaganda, which is fueled via various channels, and daily there is generated hundreds of hours of data fueled with the disinformation. So the checkers and democracy agents want to address this issue, but the first step to address issue is to detect one. And detecting this with the big data is really challenging one. Listening to the hundreds of hours of data and finding the disinformation keys is really hard way to deal with this. So we want to address this issue with the modern technologies, with the AI technology, and so our solution is speech recognition. With speech recognition, we are transcribing the audio data into text format. So analyzing text format is easier and more swift way to address the issue. With the text format, we have also text analytics tools that help the checkers to find and emphasize the main areas of the disinformation, like keyword search and entity recognition, that helps them to find the parts that are more prone to the disinformation, like country and entities, like conflict entity words and such. And one more thing is that the time is critical here. So our main feature is that we are doing this really fast. And as for the results, I would like to show you in numbers. So our main competitor in speech recognition is Google. So in Georgian language, we have the most accurate model. And right here, we have the comparison, and we can see that word error rate is 5%. And what it means? It means that out of the whole translated data, only 5% can be inaccurate. And if we compare this to the competitors, it's significantly lower, meaning that with other services, the lots of data may be lost or inaccurate. And as well, one important parameter is the real-time speed. This shows that the speed of translating the data and analyzing the data is far more fast than other services. And as for our prototype, our first service was API, but after iterating with our users and getting feedback, we decided to build the customized platform for them. And we are in process of building the platform, and as you can see, here is a prototype, and we will have several features like uploading multiple files, uploading the link, and executing in the background, which is really important for users so they can do other things simultaneously. And as for our needs and our purpose, we would like to escalate this product into different markets like Moldova and Ukraine, because they're also targets of pro-Russian propaganda as post-Soviet Union countries, and we would like to have this opportunity to have connections and to have partnerships to do this speech recognition in other languages as well. So thank you for your attention, and yeah, I'm really glad to be here and to participate in this very important challenge today. Thanks.
Yes, thank you very much, Sophie. I have a question to you concerning the actual content. Could you please describe very shortly how the product actually analyzes the content in order to make sure that the facts are checked?
So thanks for this question. I would like to elaborate more. So the first step is to translate the audio data into text. So when analyzing the audio, it's really time consuming because you need to listen to the hours of data, right? But with the text, you can read swiftly or find the sentences that are really alarming, and we are flagging those words. Like we can flag Russia. We are doing like country entity recognition, that there are countries like Georgia, Moldova, Ukraine maybe, and then checkers and agents are really emphasizing those sentences, and they are focusing on that rather than listening to the hours of speech or reading the whole pages. So that's the main trick here, to first do the text and then emphasize the text, finding the keywords maybe, or yeah.
I just have a short follow-up question. Is it the only product on the Georgian market that we have nowadays?
So frankly speaking, I think there are others as well, but for the accuracy, neither has the accuracy we have. And the main competitor is Google, because everyone is using their services for speech recognition. And yeah, Google has really good models for other languages, but not for Georgian. It does not really work good on our language. So our main competitiveness is that we're doing it accurately on Georgian language to use for our markets and our challenges.
Thank you, Sophie, for presentation and sharing your ideas with us. I would kindly check whether you have considered sustainability of this application and whether it will be and maintain itself if it works. No.
So thank you for this question. Of course, we have considered that, and we have the business model that the pricing is based on the hours translated, and we're gonna connect with NGOs and work closely with them. We also discuss working with other clients, whoever wants to analyze their text and do the big data analysis. So yeah, we have the pricing model, and of course we're gonna monetize it.
Now we can move on with another team, and Zura Gamgabeli will represent that team. So Zura and his team members created an app called Agora.
Hello, my name is Zura Gamgabeli, and today I'm presenting the team named Agora. First thing I want to say, in Georgia, we are trying to develop democracy like we have examples from European and Western countries. But we have many problems, and these problems need solutions. First of all, I want to say that biggest problem for us, it's a corruption. Because it's not easy to develop democracy when the level of corruption in your country is high. And which kind of corruption we have? We have corruption because our government spends our budget, and they are not asking if we are interested in any other programs, if we want to change something, and it's not transparency. Our citizens don't know how our budget is spending, and only the government persons which they are ruling our country spending our budget. We think that we need to fight against that, and we need to change this situation. And we think, and our team thinking, that we need to make more transparency for budget. And that's why we decide to make special platform. First time it was idea to make application which will show our citizens what kind of budget in our country we have, how it spends, and what our government doing to spending this budget. But after discussing with our mentors, we decide to make a website. That's because it will be more helpful. There will be added more information than the application, and also we already are working to launch our social media analytic platform, and collaborate of this platform and our website will be very good and helpful for our citizens. And after this launching of this website, we think it will be very helpful for our citizens to they also started knowing how we spending our budget, and they also will be how can I say, ჩართულები, ისინი იყვნენ უფრო აქტიურად ჩართულები, involved by spending this money. because all of citizens will know the money in the budget is taken from her pockets and they will control how it will be spent. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for the presentation, first of all. What is the mechanism, how you are informing them, and how you getting this data? What was spent, what is supposed to be spent, and
okay.
how you going to do this?
In our country, it's often information, and it's open for everyone to know how the money from the budget is spent. But it's not easy to take this information, and many from citizens it's not interesting to take this information. We will make very easy for them that we will use data visualization, and by helping this and by also helping this data, we will show them how our budget is spent. It will be very easy because how I told all of this information is already opened, but it's not easy to take. We will take this information, we will analyze this information, and after that, we will show to our citizens.
Yeah, it's a little bit late. So actually you need to apply every time you need an information from the government sources. Is it going to be like old school kind of applying, or you going to get into their data somehow?
For the first time, we will start work by ourselves, but after that we are thinking to make some solution, and it will be more easy to analyze this information.
Thank you for your presentation. And as I understood correctly, the main idea of the application is to visualize the data.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so, but how it will decrease corruption actually?
Okay, when our citizens will be informed how the budget is spending, and also when they will see that their money from their salaries is also the part of this budget, they will be more interested. And also I can show you at this moment, we will show all the projects which is going, which is developing, and when they will see that there is a problems like some companies can't complete these projects as a time. Also, when they will see that money which was spent of this project was more than it will be, they will be more interested to make something against these things.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming here and being interested in our very lovable character. I'll make some time to, okay, so everything is fine. Hi, I'm Katie, and I'm representing DemLab. It's a young organization who tries to strengthen democracy through youth, communication, and innovation. I'm here on the stage, but please say hi to our team, Nina, Tina, Nato. Thanks to them for making this presentation and also the product, of course. Okay, so let us start. Imagine it's 2018 and our organization started working on raising media literacy in young people. It's a huge problem, right? And it's also a solution to fighting fake news and propaganda. So we started how every one of you in this room would have started. So trying to identify the problem. So we did the focus groups. We talked to young people all over Georgia. We made quite a time for it. And we came to some very challengeable conclusion. Houston, we have a problem. Young people just don't care about media literacy. What do they care about? In Georgia, they care about like their school and grades. They care about how to help provide to their families, right? Or they care about the crush who is online and does not text. So yeah, that's their first world problems. So we needed to find a solution to make people engaged and of course to reach them. So how did we do it? This is how Davita was born. Who is Davita? Davita, first of all, is a digital character, somebody who young people can identify themselves with. He's 17 years old, he lives in Tbilisi, leads a very ordinary life, has an overprotective mom, has a grandpa who loves Stalin. Of course, he has a crush who does not text when she is online, right? So he's very relatable. What's special about Davita that he has his own game? It's a game app on desktop, iOS, and Android. And why the game? Because this is what young people do. This is what young people care about. They play. Davita's game is communicated in every social media that exists right now. It's Facebook, it's TikTok, it's Instagram. Why? Because young people care about social media. They are there all the time. They scroll all the time, right? Davita also does some educational content, videos, quizzes, and everything, and he tries to do it fun. And what we are really proud about that very recently, Davita became a character of animated series, which will be aired on national television next year. Okay, so let's go to the second slide. And what was really important, the message that Davita wants to bring to people. Don't be dumb on the internet. Why did we choose this message? Because it's really simple. It's really relatable for young people. And what is the most important, it does not put the heaviness of solving the problem of propaganda and fake news all over the world on their shoulders when they are 16, right? Because we tell them, just don't be dumb, because it's uncool. It's not cool to be fooled. So how does Davita do it? Let's go to the fun part. Let's play the game. What do we have in the game? We have 9 topics, 6 skins, 2,000 questions approximately, 9 bosses to defeat, and 3 lives to win the game. So what happens first when you go to the game? You see the topics. 9 topics that mostly we see fake news in, right? It's politics, Americas, Europe, science. So let's choose history. Okay. Can we help me somehow? Here. Okay. Then you choose a superhero who you want to be. My favorite is Batman. Let's choose Batman. Next slide, please. Okay. And then you go to the game. So you navigate in these 9 worlds, and every 5 seconds, you see a news. Actual live news that you can see on TV, you can see on the internet, in social media, or your friend can come to you and tell you that, do you know that that happened? And what you need to do is to distinguish it. Is it fake or not? Of course, this one is fake. What is important about the content of the game, that it educates by playing. We update the questions all the time, they are always up to date. If COVID is actual in the country, then questions are about COVID. If Ukraine war is very important, then the questions are about Ukraine. So we do it all the time, we update it all the time, and we educate them about real life fake news all the time. And if you are really smart and you don't lose your lives, then you can really come to the end of the game and defeat the real villain on the bear. So did we do our job? Did we solve our problem that young people did not care about media literacy and they were not engaged and reached? So these are the numbers that we got. 200K unique users of the game apps, more than 1 million game sessions, which means that they return to the game, and more than millions and billions of hours played. 5 million engagements in social media, and 500,000 recent views of educational materials. These are the numbers that we are really proud of, because, in Georgia, we are a really small country, and we have even really smaller number of young people from 15 to 22, which we targeted. And of course, to go beyond the numbers, here are the emotions that people expressed on Davita's social media page. Davita, I love you, I miss you, I wrote a rhyme about you, and this one is my favorite. I want you to be real. We want Davita to be real too. But why are we here? So if we did our job so good, and we reached everybody we wanted to reach, why are we here? What do we want from you? It's 2022 and we have new challenges, you know. Since then, COVID happened, Ukraine war happened, trolls and bots came on the stage. Those on the other side, they are improving too, so we need to improve as well. So what we want from this hackathon, what we want from all the opportunities that we would have if we succeed today, is to go to the next level. We want to scale up and go beyond Georgia's borders. First of all, what we want to do are new features and options and content, because those features that were good in 2020, they are not good right now, because young people, you know, they like to test new things. So we want to upgrade the game, make it playable for international audience, like in Trivia Crack. Another thing what we want to do is to find new markets and go beyond Georgia, because I already mentioned that we're a small country and small market, so we want to expand by giving the game app for free to our partners in the countries that have similar problems. I mean Armenia, Azerbaijan, Moldova, and of course Ukraine. What we want to do as well is to use data more smartly. We want to analyze the data that the game gives us, and then we want to improve based on that. And last but not the least, monetizing. Because you know that donor money ends at some point, and that the project does not have to die with it. So we want to monetize the game. What will we get if we get this opportunity? We will increase the markets, share the product and the success story that we have with the partners, exchange experience, create synergy outside of Georgia, boosting the impact and of course becoming sustainable. What we need for it? We need money, we need partners, we need platforms, especially international, like Copenhagen Summit maybe, and some kudos would be okay as well. Now the questions, and if you like, you can download Davita from this here, screen it and download and play. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Katie and the team of DemLab. I actually played the game, so I advise you to do the same. It's really fun. I'd like to give a mic to Nino. Nino, if you have questions or comments.
Katie, I'm a little fan of Davita, as you know. I have a question. You have come a long way, like since 2018, right? And one of the challenges or like the aims, goals that you have is to monetize Davita as an app or as a character, as a project. I wonder what ways you have already tried out, what worked, what did not work, and if you and your great team already have some ideas what could be the monetization ways, because the DemTech Fellowship is also about entrepreneurship and how we can go beyond the donor money, as you have also noted in your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Nina. It's a great question. Okay, what have we tried? We have not tried to monetize on it actually like in practice yet, because it was a donor project and it did not allow it to do it like in the ways that we would like to do. But we have some ideas. We are thinking about the merchandise, the first, like it's offline monetization. We are thinking about the advertisement, like in social media, we are thinking about bringing the ads to the game. What we are thinking also is that when we share this app with our partner countries, if it works on their markets, we could do it as a franchise. So you are familiar with the franchise, right? So you give the app to them for free. You give them opportunity to monetize on their markets because they may be bigger. Ukraine is 40 million people, right? But as an owner, you may receive some % of it, and then give this money back to the project. So that is how we say it. Most of the monetizing thing is advertising, like because you have played games, you know, and you have seen all those advertisements in there, so they may make money. We can, after that, we can go even beyond, and we can maybe sell them tokens or something like that, but we don't think that it will work for the project like this. So mostly advertising, because people give us money because we have the audience. And then franchising and like exchanging all of the money that in all of the countries between ourselves, if it answers your question.
Thank you. I'd also like to give mic to Sergey. Sergey, please, if you have question or comments.
Yeah, thank you very much for the presentation. I would love to purchase the T-shirt with Davita, first of all. My question is, your topics, you have now 9 topics. Are you thinking of enlarging the number of topics? And another question is, what is the source for your, let's say, fake or non-fake news?
Yes, it's a really good question. Thank you. Yes, we're thinking about enlarging the topics. We started with 6 topics actually in 2018. And then when COVID came up, we added the health section. And most of the questions were about COVID and about health. So yes, if there are upcoming challenges, maybe we could add a topic of war in Ukraine, for example. So yes, of course, the answer is yes. As for another question, what is the source? We have a team which works on it, which verifies the information. We mostly use open source, but we use the research, and we use partner organizations. We use websites like you may be familiar with GRASS, you may be familiar with MDF, and so on and so on. So we use every other great feature and app and website that our partners make to verify this information. But yes, constantly, team of 5 people works on updating the questions, on verifying them, and it would remain like this way because, it's a, maybe somebody will find the way to automatize verifying information, but in this reality with the complex narratives that Russian propaganda has, it's quite impossible to automatize. So the real people, actual people work on it with the help of the partner organizations. Thank you.
Thank you, Theonis. Hello, everybody. Let me present to you Solidarity app, which we made during this hackathon in 3 days, and we have prototype to present. In today's world, unfortunately, there are lots of people, lots of refugees and minority groups who need help. But fortunately, there are people who also want to help somebody and give something. So we decided to connect such kind of people to each other. First of all, let me show you some simple screens from our application. If you see the biggest one, there are 3 types of users. Volunteers who want to help, refugees and minority groups. You just register and then you can choose your role. To make it clear how it works, let me show you also some parts from our application. You see 2 types of forms, one for volunteer or one for beneficiaries. And whenever they fulfill their forms, if they are matched, they can connect to each other. To make it clear, imagine, for example, you are some kind of part of minority group and you need some psychologist or lawyer help, and there are some people who want to help you, or you are a refugee and you are looking for a place to stay, and some people can give you this place temporary, or just imagine you just read some books and you want to give it to somebody, you do not need it at all, and maybe there is somebody who needs to get some kind of information and education from books. So it can be useful in lots of fields. And it's also accessible in different platforms. Maybe in some cases, if the person cannot use Android or has not iOS, maybe he or she can find some public places where they can use our desktop and web applications. The uniqueness of our application is that today there are the first approach, like there are global organizations who can help people, and they do that. But we make it different. We have different approach. People can find individuals who want to help. So, and I think that it could be very flexible for both of sides. So if you see some numbers, there are more than 30 million people, and unfortunately, number of refugees increase time by time. And there are more than 1 billion people who are part of minority groups. We think that it's a global problem. Our solution can be used for every country, but first we think that it's better to use our app for our region, for Eastern Europe, and then we can see how it will work. Our customers are two main kinds of customers. First of all, refugees and minority groups and volunteers, and it's free for them. And the second part are global organizations and non-governmental organizations, or maybe government organizations, where they can take data from us, we can sell it to them, and also there can be some kind of foundations and sponsorship, if there will be will. We are two in our team, me and Sally. We have experience working together before, and we had some successes, and we think that we can finish this application and launch it so soon. Our motivation is to improve solidarity in our societies, and we think that solidarity is one of the main points to make social life better for minorities and improve human rights. Thank you very much for your attention.
Yes, thank you very much, Georgi. We think that it's a great idea, and congratulations on that. I have a very practical question to you. How are you planning to verify the information on both sides, which is quite important, especially when people are in distress, and having trustful information is of utmost importance?
Thank you very much for this great question. We will have this application, and user platform will have another sources of communication. For example, there is a phone number, email, and the volunteer can check them with they can contact directly, and they can have a call, they can plan the meeting, and this is kind of like verification. But in case of bots and some fake users, we think that we can use some very good special security systems in the future, but we do not use it right now because in the 3 days we had not enough time to think all about. But let me tell you something. In case of, let me add something. In case of matching system, we use a very simple hard-coded example, but in the future we are going to improve it and use advanced technologies.
Congratulations, Sally and Georgi, for this brilliant idea. I will again ask about ongoing cost of the application. So you mentioned that you'd like to sell this data to international organizations. Have you checked their interest if they will buy?
Yeah,
it? And if you have any other idea of how to sustain in future, for sure it is a good idea. And
yes.
Yeah.
I understand the question. It's a very good question. Yeah, you're right. We have checked it, and we see that there are lots of global organizations who are also looking for individuals to join their huge team. And I think, I do not know how much they will pay in the future. We did not make research about that. But what I know is that they need this permitted information from users.
Hello. First of all, my solidarity to Solidarity team, previous team. And I hope you are ready to get a pitch in that with our team about our presentation, okay? Here is our team. I'm Natia Kuprashvili, president of Journalism Resource Center. We are the journalists. We are not tech guys, and we only know how we can working on the content. Here, this is much more better than today. Today I have problem with migraine and I can see the, some screens, but this is my uncle Mirab. He can't also see and read information. And we are focused on two problems, main problems. This is a critical thinking and people with disabilities, but we all are like people sometimes with disabilities, and we don't have any easy platform to receive the information. Every day receive the information comfortable for us. Because this, we start this app, fact or fake, This is not game application. Game for us, it's only format to tell the story, tell news. For us, main, it's a storytelling tool. This is a storytelling for everyday news, and we are focused on the natural rules. What is the natural rules for audience? For audience, natural rules is receive the information. We try sometimes teach audience how they can debunk false information and fake, but it's not their natural rules, and because of this, lies spread much more faster than true, and we try to help spread news like true much more faster than lie. And we take a natural rules for journalists to work in the fact checking and share this work for audience. And working. And continue reading or receiving information in the video format, in the audio format, in the text format, what you choose, much more deeper. If you want to click in these sources, yes. But why we need your help today? We need much more clever AI to have feedback from our audience. For example, have a dialogue with our audience. If they want to ask us about some news, it's true or false. We want to share this application for another media organization, because everyday news update is very difficult work, and we want to share our newsroom for other partner media organization, not for all. Also, we want to adapt our application much more for people with disabilities, and our application can be like a platform for us, other media organizations, to spread their news for people with disabilities. And I think we think it's very, very, very important.
Sorry, Basofia Pake. Pake, Twili, Tajid, Consider norms that. მართალია თუ არა სოციალურ ქსელში გავრცელებული ინფორმაცია თამარმების საკულტურო აღმოჩენის შესახებ. ეს ტყუილი.
To promote our application, we need a promotion, and this is what we do. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Natia. It's a very sweet moment for me to host you and your idea on the stage, because I don't know if you remember, but I was your student at Tbilisi State University, so this is a very, very sweet moment. I would have the same question to you about the app. Have you tried to monetize it, and what are the ways that you have already identified or tried, and how it worked?
Great question. You also have a great question when you are my students. Okay. We think about the monetization. We can share, we want to add in our application also trust sources, trust rating. Now you can see what is your rating when you choose something, it's wrong or not, but you can see trust rating for the sources. We can sell these ratings for a media organization also. This is a not open ratings, we think, but also we want to add a black and white list for media organization, and also users can choose, can check these sources is trustable or not trustable. But about the monetization, we think about the traditional advertisement also in our application, and we think now our application is used in the some curricula, some program about the critical thinking, and educational organization also can buy our application, we think. And we need also help in this direction to monetize our app. Thank you for this question.
Hi, Natia. Nice to meet you.
Me too.
We are old colleagues and know each other for many years. And that's why my question is very media-oriented. Have you thought of media format for this one?
I think it's interesting for you especially. We start this up like a TV format. We have a game show. Young people play this game show in the TV format. It's a great competition. But we made this after Corona crisis, before Corona crisis, and we don't have a support for this show. But it's a great show like a championship for regional regional universities, and we do this with regional broadcasters. I'm affiliated with regional broadcast, and you know about this. And it's also great like way to promote application, and application can be a great way to promote this show in our application. Thank you for the question.
Hello, everyone. I'm Georgi, and today I want to show our 30 hours hard work. So our project is about dealing with harmful fakes, especially the fake news. And so today our solution is about the fake news. We create a fake news detector on the Russian-Ukrainian war. Okay, first of all, I want to introduce my friends because this is a really wonderful team. So we are friends, and the four of us created this project. It's a short time period, approximately 25 hours we spent, and we created this product. And all of us are data scientists. Okay, always the most important question is why. So why is this harmful fakes is important? Yeah. So nowadays, any kind of information spread rapidly into the social media, and this is and also the fake news, and that's why it becomes harder and harder to distinguish some information is correct or not. And during this Russian-Ukraine war, this fake information speed was as a speed of light, and so this kind of the fake news sometimes affects to the just ordinary people or general populations. It changes your expectations, political views, and sometimes it's really stressful for them. And based on the MIT, this Russian-Ukraine war is known as the World Cyber War 1, and the main battlefield here is into the Telegram, because the majority of the population is using the Telegram, and all of this information's first source is Telegram. So that's why our solution comes from the last point. So because of we identify what was the hottest point in this journey, we find out that the best place for solve this problem is Telegram, and that's why we created the first of all machine learning model. It was the classification machine learning model, which predicts, for example, some kind this information is legit or fake. And because of we also tried about the customer user experience, we decided to deploy this model into the Telegram as a chatbot. So this user experience is really easy. For example, customers using the smartphones, and for example, if you, for example, read any kind of the news, and this is some kind of it's ambiguous for you, it's fake or not, you can just easily forward this text with our chatbot, and it gives you response is fake or not. And once more, so the main idea why we deployed this one into the Telegram is because the hottest point right now is into the Telegram. Okay, this is a general view of our chatbot. And our solution is innovative because it's the first fully automated process and the simplest user experience. With just one click, you can receive the answer. But of course, this project was really challenging for us about the data labeling part. Also, we tried the different machine learning algorithms, and also the source subjectivity was the crucial problem in this project. And for example, if you can just visit with war fake news detector bot into the Telegram if you have. We already deployed this model here, and it's working right now, and you can check some kind of information right now. This part is the most interesting part because this project has there are really big opportunity in the future because, for example, right now, because we are using this fake news detector only the Russian-Ukrainian war news, war fake news, so we can in the future analyze the other conflicts, and from time to time we can just create this kind of the war fake news detector into the different platforms on other conflicts. Also, because of this time limitation, we had only the 30 hours. We created this model only on the text, but in the future, we will create it about the images, voices, and so we can cover any type of the information. And also additionally, because of previously I mentioned that we have the main problem about the source subjectivity, we decided in the future to create the customer feedback rank. For example, we collect the information from our customers, their feedbacks, and based on the ratings, we expand our data, and the performance of the model will be increasing and increasing. And also, you can just scan this one, and so if you are using this platform, you can just visit here and help our bot to feed and become stronger and stronger to defeat fake news. Thank you.
So first to clarify, does this work on Georgian language?
No, yeah, mainly, because we have the time limitation, we scraped the data from the Telegram channels, which was provided to the English language. We took we classify the correct information as BBC's, the New York Times, Guardian, and this kind of the internationally powerful and the internationally well-rated information as the good data, and for example, Russian propagandist newspapers we identify it's the false. Because of in Georgia we have this kind of data limitation, and we don't have enough sources, and because of once more, and it's because of this is a hackathon, and we only had approximately 20 hours, so.
But you can tweak it and make it useful for Georgian language news
as
well?
Yeah, it's potential. So we have the potential to work harder, and also once more, if we have enough data, we can create this kind of chatbot in any languages. But once more, because of the English has this kind of opportunity that everyone.
Okay, then let me ask you this question differently. What's your assumption? Do we have enough Georgian data to make it work for Georgian news? If you know, you might say you don't have information.
Yeah, it's difficult because it was because we are at hackathon, we tried the simplest and the correct, the more robust solution, and that's why we move into this direction. But of course, in the future, we will start thinking about this, for example, to use the Georgian language as well.
Okay, thank you. And you really have an impressive team, like all of you, like 4 or 5 people, like data scientists. I'm wondering, why did you decide to work on this problem? Like how? Because we have seen lots of teams on the stage presenting the ideas about fake news. They most of them come from journalist background. I can understand why they have chosen this topic, but why do you and your team have dedicated time?
Yeah, this is a really good question. So first of all, our motivation was that during this Russian-Ukrainian war, this kind of information was increasing rapidly, and also it's in our society, because of we are the population who are interested in this kind of conflicts, because we have the same enemy, and in general, Russia is the main provider of these fake news related to the war, and so this kind of information affects also our society, and so we think that using these data-driven solutions and using machine learning and AI technologies can just solve this kind of problems. And so, and we friends collected, so we are working to the different companies, and we decided to collect and to solve this kind of problem together. And also, so into the scalability version, so when we start thinking about the future development of this project, so it's really easier, for example, to create the extension like Grammarly. We are thinking about to continue and create a business model like it has the Grammarly subscription-based one, and so it will be appear into the like a Chrome extension, and so it will be appear in your web browser, and from time to time it gives you, for example, this information is fake or not.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. And my question is, how will you define actually the news are truth or not? And if it, for example, partially true, so how?
Sorry, I didn't understand the question. The word.
So how you define the news are truth or not, or fake?
Information is true or not? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And if it's partially true, truth, for example.
Okay, okay. So first of all, as I mentioned, the main problem during this, and majority of our our working time spent about this information classification. For example, to make first of all to correctly write the label, as you mentioned, this is the most difficult problem. And so into the oops. Okay. So that's why we trust this international huge news providers, for example, BBC and New York Targets, New York and Guardians and like this one, because it's their reputation and until now, so they are working correctly. That's why we move into this direction, but into the future, into the product improvement in the future, that's why we are adding the customers' feedback from time to time, because this kind of the customer feedbacks and the ranking of the customers will help us to adjust our model. And for example, we don't only trust this Guardian and New York Times. We also have the and in general, for example, when you have the so many customers, and so their feedbacks will be statistically robust, and this kind of adjustments help model to be more and more accurately in the future.
Hello everyone, my name is Melita, and my idea is to develop a game about Ukraine. So the main problem and the threat the world is facing today is Russian disinformation propaganda, and also its terrorism and its aggression. And it's specifically it's targeting Ukraine, and after its full-scale invasion of Ukraine, many people found out that Ukraine is really different from Russia, and they really wanted to started to get to know Ukraine better, and also, for example, learn the language or study about its history or its literature and so on. And to respond to this problem, why not to play a game and find out more about this brave country? So the game will be, for example, the main person will be a Ukrainian soldier who will go through obstacles, like it can be Russian tank or the ship that could be sent to proper direction. And it can also be, for example, some animals that could help, for example, the dog as a patron or the other characters. And in the end, the information about Ukraine would appear, which will include some interesting facts, and it could tackle Russian disinformation and propaganda. And in the future, like after Ukraine wins, and for sure it will win, there will be also opportunity, for example, those people who are willing to travel there and to find out more, like to scan some places in Ukraine and to find out the information would appear there. And also, like to help Ukraine, there will be opportunity in this game to financially aid it, like the army or maybe some funds. The target audience is it's for international audience, and it's for everyone who is interested to help Ukraine and to tackle Russian, the disinformation and propaganda. And the business model, it's business to customers. The motivation is to support and strengthen Ukraine and to win the war against Russia, and at the same time to fight disinformation and propaganda and strengthen democracy worldwide. Yeah, so at the moment I'm just, it's just the idea and I'm the only one who is thinking about it, but I'm looking for any sponsors or any game developers and anyone who will be interested to invest in like winning Ukraine this war. Thank you, and Slava Ukraini!
Thank you for your presentation. For me, as a Ukrainian, it's really a pleasure to to see such opportunity for others to know about our history and our our information. So, what languages are you going to share all this? Will it be in Russian, for example, or you just? I've seen that it's on international level, right?
Yes, yeah. So the idea is to be in English, like it's for the international audience, and yeah, it will be in English.
Yes, thank you very much indeed. It's a great idea. I have just a question. In terms of sustainability and interest, what were your preliminary thoughts when you started working on the idea? Do you have like some thoughts who would be interested to play this game and to be engaged as a sustainable project?
Yeah, thank you for the question. Like it will be. I just had this idea to support Ukraine as much as possible and to make it broader, to reach it to the broader audience. So it can be anyone, from the young people to the elderly. So anyone who will be interested in this. Thank you.
Now I'd like to invite Richard on the stage, and Richard will explain the next steps.
All right. Thank you so much once again. Give a big hand of applause to all of them. That was exciting. I mean, innovating ideas to strengthen democracy and freedom is not easy. You saw it. But the ingenuity of these people surprised me. And I think also let's do the same for the people that actually got to give them feedback and pose the very challenging questions. Give a big hand of applause to our jury. And then we thought, how do we select a winner in the most democratic way? And also doing it in a way where we avoid conflict of interest. So the two colleagues from European Council had only one vote. And then, of course, all the other juries also had one vote, which means that it's the results on these 4 papers. If we have a tie, then I will take the liberty to break the tie. Okay? Does that sound fair to you? Great. So I'll read one by one. Georgi, we need more tech people defending democracy. 1 vote to Georgi. Oh, Georgi, you're going to have to wait a little bit. Let's. And then the second one, Telegram fake truth news. That's also Georgi. Sounds like Georgi. And then the third one, Sergio David. Who was that? David, of course. Okay. Okay, this is the most interesting one. You know what? I'll take the pleasure to invite one of our former alumni fellows, maybe Irakli. Come and take this very last one, because I feel a bit of pressure on me right now. to reveal it. You're gonna open it and then it will decide who the winner is. Or maybe
Okay, let's see. And the winner is Solidarity app.
No, I think there was a bit of misunderstanding. So Solidarity app has only 1 vote. David has only 1 vote. And of course, the winner is the chatbot with the Telegram that has 2 votes. Thank you so much. Get on stage, team. Beautiful. Was it only the 2 of you, or you had someone else on your team? Great. Okay. Thank you. Maybe you get to say a few words.
Thank you, Mazur. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, everyone. So this whole process was really interesting, and so in general, because of we are more tech people, because we are more engineers, so this kind of experience we don't have this kind of experience, and so we are also increasing in this direction. I mean, the pitching and just communicate with these wonderful auditories. And once more, thank you with my team and everyone and other teams too. Big respect with you guys. And of course, the Datafest for this opportunity and you.
Don't go away, guys, because I have something for you too.
Yeah, good things happen to those that wait.
So this is a certificate in the name of Qatari Foundation. As you know, we have, and we've been talking about that since 2 days. We have a new platform for intellectual property, which is called IETIS, and this is a certificate for you guys. It's 2,000 GEL legal consultation for IETIS regarding trademarks, if you ever decide to trademark it. Free registration for worth of 500 lari for copyright items, if you ever have any copyright issues. So this is for you. Thank you very much, and thank you very much, Datafest.
Great. Also, one last thing, I would love to invite Natalia from the Council of Europe to say something as well. I heard, I'm also getting surprised. These things I didn't know were happening. So, Natalia.
First of all, congratulations. We'll be really looking forward to the evolution of this product. So the Council of Europe is joining also the other award givers with a monetary prize. Thank you. Congratulations.
One last present for after winning all the presents, I am giving you the Datafest Tbilisi swag. If you want to have a hoodie and chill evening after all your winning competition. So congrats once again. Good luck.